lesson today, my goal is to review some of the most commonly used musical terms, such as the ones on my wall here. We're going to be going over a few extra ones that aren't on my wall, but we're going to start with these. Maybe you're a student who's come in my classroom before and you've always had a question about one of these. So let's get into it. I've written down 10 numbers on my whiteboard to put our musical terms onto. FYI, there were only 7 on the back wall in my classroom. I went ahead and added a couple extra ones. So in case if you have reviewed all the ones on my wall and you already know what all those are, stick around because you may not know what the other ones mean. I actually have a live class with me right now. Yes, a live class. So let's meet and greet our new classmates. This is Lance, Charlie, Miguel, Woody, Stevie, Daryl, Patrick, Blue, we all know Artie, Clarence, Clifford, Frank, and Terry. Number 1, we're gonna start off nice and basic. Number 1's word is staff. If there's more than one staff you're talking about, staves. Notice I'm not saying staffs, okay? The F's are now turned into a V, so therefore the sound changes into the V sound. Let me go ahead and explain what a staff is.
A set of 5 lines and 4 spaces between them that are drawn long ways, horizontally, of which music notes are then written in specific places on either the lines or spaces of the staff. A clef at the beginning of the staff tells us what kind of notes are to be played on it.
So this is an example of a staff. Now, a staff in its most rawest form will not have this line on it, okay? It would just simply be all these lines going across without anything interrupting it. It's important to know how many lines and how many spaces are on the staff. Why? Because if you were ever to write your own music, or if someone else gave you their music to read or to play, if you wrote down like times 2 of all these lines and spaces, nobody would know what it is that you wrote. How many fingers do you have? Hopefully you have 5, like I do. If you do have 5 fingers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, those stand as the lines for your staff. We know we have 5 fingers. How many spaces are in between those fingers? Well, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. The staff serves as a foundation for music. What is a foundation? Well, it's much like if you were to build a house. Maybe you've built a dog house, maybe you've built a tree house, but what would you choose to build that house on? Would you just build it on anything? It needs to be something solid and consistent. And you know what I think of when I start talking about foundations? Is like in Matthew chapter 7, where it talks about us building our house upon the rock. The rock serves as Jesus and our house serves as what we choose to do with our lives. What is our foundation? What is our strength? Who is our strength, right? And the answer is Jesus. With this staff, we can do all kinds of stuff, which is some of the other things that we're going to talk about right now. All right, let's move on to the next one. The next one we're going to talk about is clef.
A symbol put at the beginning of each new staff segment written on a piece of music. The clef tells you what pitch the notes on the staff are in.
One of the first common clefs this is the one that starts with a T, treble clef, okay, treble clef. And when you put a clef onto the staff, there is a particular place where you put it. You can't put it here and be like, cool, let's write music. Nor can you just put it anywhere, well, yeah, I put it on this side, it's supposed to go somewhere on here. It has to be consistent. Everybody has to understand what's happening, right? You can't just put it wherever you want. So first of all, let's focus on this clef right now. I'm gonna put it right here. Why right here? Well, let me give you a quick little history lesson. This treble clef actually looked a little bit more like the letter G. It was like a fancy looking G. Well, why did they choose the letter G? Why were they trying to create a clef out of the letter G in the first place? Well, if you know our phrases that we use for the lines and spaces on the staff, this line right here is the line G on the staff. Remember our phrase, every good bird does fly, for our lines, right? So this line right here is the G line, okay? It's the G line. And our clef, as you can see, when you write it, it circles around that line. So if you ever hear treble clef and someone else calls it a G clef, you know they're both the same thing, and you know why. So let's talk about the bass clef next. So the bass clef, I actually have a few pieces with me here, is this guy. Okay, so let me go ahead and put him up on the staff. Bass clef. Okay, we got it. Now, one difference that you might see already is the treble clef was placed here. So now we have our phrases, which is God brings deliverance for all, and then we have all cars eat gas for our spaces. The bass clef started out as like a fancy letter F. An F, we all know what an F looks like, right? The F, it kind of resembles that still. You know, if you put the two lines here and then draw it down there, do you see it, right? Something that is important to know is that this line is what letter? If you said F, you are right. And just like the treble clef, it circles around that line, letting you know that's where this clef is to be placed. Let's move on to number 3. Number 3 is measure. It is what helps to make reading music on the staff a little easier for us.
The space between two lines drawn through the music staff. Measures make reading notes on the staff easier.
I love to compare what a measure is to a ruler, because what do you do with a ruler? Hopefully you use a ruler for its intended purpose, which is to measure things, right? How long something is, how tall something is, right? I love using a ruler for the sake of reminding me what a measure means in music. I like it because just as a ruler is used to measure things, a measure in music refers to how long to play something for. So this isn't going to be one of our 10 most commonly used musical terms, but I am including it in our term for measure. So I'll go ahead and let you know what this is called. Bar line. It's a bar line, okay? And a bar line helps us to create measures. Without a bar line, you don't have a measure. So how do you know where the measure starts and where it ends? Well, we have one line here, you have your bar line here, boom. That's your measure. That's one measure, okay? Then you use this same bar line, and where's my other line? Oh, here it is. Okay, boom. You got another measure. So, measure, measure. That's it. That's all a measure is. Number 4 is pitch.
How high or low the range of a musical sound is.
I thought it'd be fun to use a keyboard today. All compliments to Mrs. Good. Thank you, Mrs. Good. Pitch is a range of sounds. So you have a lower pitch. You know, you have a higher pitch. You have a pitch that's somewhere in the middle, right? Pitch, it varies. Where's your pitch at? Is it lower? Is it higher? Is it somewhere in the middle, right? Without it, you'd just be stuck with one pitch, one sound, and you would probably resemble a robot very much. So if we were to sing a song like Jesus Loves Me, you know, that's Jesus loves me, this I know. Well, if I were just to pick the one pitch that I started off with, if I just did G the whole way through, okay? If I did that, Jesus loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so. Okay, so you see where I'm going with that. You sound very robotic, right? So pitch goes along with all the great and wonderful things that music is. And up next is number 5, notes. They have so many purposes and things you can do with them. It's one of my most exciting musical terms. I love it. Let's get into it.
A musical symbol used to tell you how high or low to play a sound, as well as how fast or slow you should play it.
So to simplify that description a little bit more, I told you earlier, there are many things that you could put on the staff, right? And one of those many things are exactly what I have in my hand right now, are notes. So you have notes like your whole note, your half note, your quarter note, your eighth note. My eighth note wants to go wee! You got a 16th note. So if you're gonna put more than 1/8 note in a row or more than 1/16 in a row, you begin to bar them. So these flags, they connect to each other. These are just a few examples of the MIDI notes that you can put on the staff. There's still more that I have not put up here, even though this is a lot. So notes can serve as pitch, okay? Knowing how high or how low something is. Lower on the staff, lower sounds. Higher on the staff, higher sounds, right? Another purpose, which is helping you know how fast or how slow to play certain things. So we have two really important purposes. You can create so many songs just off of notes alone. Look how many we're learning so far. This is great. We're already at number 6. Number 6 is tempo. Tempo.
The timing or speed of music.
So say I have up here, I don't know, I'll put 4 quarter notes up here. Quarter notes equal 1 beat, 1 count, 1 sound, right? So 1 quarter note is, or in other words, 1, right? But I got 4 quarter notes up here, so they're all gonna equal 1. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Or you're used to me saying it this way, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Now here's the thing though, this is where tempo comes in, because my version of counting these, I may be giving them 1 beat. What if my count is slower than yours? What if it's faster? What if it is the same? Cool. The thing about tempo is that it can take on a couple different forms. So in one way, it could take on the form of words. So for instance, if you see on a piece of music, it says to play this song in like a moderato pace, okay? Moderato basically means moderate, so like at a moderate pace, something that's not too fast, but isn't too slow. But then another way, another form of tempo can be in numbers. So you'll see a certain number on there, such as like 76, okay? The higher the number, the faster the tempo. The lower the number, the slower the tempo. I have an app on here, and it's actually called Tempo. So for those of you who are interested, it's called Tempo. And tempo has a lot to do with something called a metronome. A metronome is a way of keeping a steady pace for yourself, okay? So for instance, let's listen to what 82 sounds like, counting up to 4. So I'll count with it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so the tempo and a metronome work hand in hand. So what's the tempo? It's 82. But the metronome comes in because the metronome is this pace you're hearing. Okay, the sound can be different. It could be, I think this is a woodblock sound. You could choose chimes. You can even choose silly ones like duck quacks or something. Let's have some fun. So I told you the higher the number, the faster it goes. Let's crank this thing up a little bit. Okay, let's go to 190. Now, say if I were to bring it way down. All right, I got, ooh, let's do 20. Oh my goodness gracious, I'm gonna fall asleep. It reminds me of like a leaky faucet or something, you know? You're trying to sleep and you hear that little whoop, 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 and keeps you up all night. I don't know if you've ever had that, but I've experienced that before. All right, number 7. You ready to do number 7? This was the last one that was on my wall. What is it? It is rhythm.
The musical pattern you hear in a song. Different styles of music have various kinds of rhythm, or musical patterns.
Rhythm is great. I love rhythm. You know why? Because rhythm is what makes music so engaging. Think of your favorite song. You know what that is. When you put that song on, what do? You just stand there and you're like, yeah, this is my favorite song ever. Woo! Love it. No, that's not what you do. What does your favorite song make you do? You're just like, love this song. You know, even at concerts, some people are like, woo! You know, and they're all jumping and super into it and excited, right? Rhythm is that. I have in my hand here with me right now some rhythm cards. So we got this one, okay? For those of you who need a review on what some of this stuff means, we got quarter notes and then we got a quarter rest. So quarter notes are one count, like I said earlier, and then the quarter rest, it's one count of silence. So if it's a quarter, right, quarter note, quarter rest, they both get one count, but one count of what? So one count of noise, one count of silence. So I'll count out up to 4, so it's telling me to count up to 4, and then I'll tap on my leg to give you the rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's take a look at another rhythm card. So again, as a review, we've got a half note, we got quarter notes, we got a quarter note, we got a quarter rest. The half note gets 2 counts. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you feel that one? It's that rhythm. It's what starts getting you moving, right? All right, let's do one more. We got another one that counts up to 4. Here we go. 2 half notes, 2 quarter notes, and 1 half note. Ready? Join me if you like. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's rhythm for you right there. Let's see what else we got on the board next. Okay, number 8. Ready? Okay. Number 8 is key. And no, not like a key that you use to unlock your door at your house or to start your car, unless if you have a keyless car, then that wouldn't make sense. I don't. I have cars that use keys. So it's not like that kind of key, not a physical key. We're talking about a musical key. Do you happen to know what it means?
A musical key is when a group of notes or chords sound right in a song. For example, the key of G would mean the song is centered in a specific class of notes that complement the G sound or key chosen for the music.
I'm going to take the same song that I used as an example earlier, Jesus Loves Me, and it sounded like this. Jesus loves me, this I know. I could have chosen any chord to start me off with that song. I chose A because that was a good fit for my voice, you know, what's comfortable for me to sing. It was a good key for me to choose. Now, if I were to use another key, say I chose the key of G. Jesus loves me, this I know. I just chose a different key to sing that in. That one was a little bit lower than the key of A that I chose to sing it in. Jesus was A, Jesus was G. Those are 2 different keys that I just picked to play Jesus Loves Me. Let's do one more key example. What if I played Jesus Loves Me in the key of D? Jesus loves me, this I know. Too high for me to sing to. That's not comfortable. So we had the key of A. Jesus loves me, this I know. Then we had the key of G. Jesus loves me. And then we had the key of D. Jesus loves me, right? So, and there's more keys I could choose from. It certainly doesn't end there. Whatever chords or notes I play has to fit in that key. It has to fit in that sound. You can't just start picking anything. If I were to and then I play like a does that fit? No. So that's something to keep in mind. Keys are very important for that reason, to help you not only know what sounds best for the song that you're writing, also for everyone else to be playing the same sound as you have chosen, are really, really important things to keep in mind. So that's what a key is.
You know what? I just have to say, you guys are the best class yet. Everyone's sitting so nicely. No one's talking out of turn. I love this. Except for you, Artie. I got my eye on you. What have I told you about wearing sunglasses in the classroom? I don't want to have to sit you on the bench. It's raining outside. You're not going to want that.
number 9. All right, number 9 is gonna be solo. Solo, solo, solo. All right, do we know what solo is? Yes, Clifford. That's a great suggestion. Unfortunately, it's not Han Solo from Star Wars. I mean, unless if Han sings a solo in Star Wars, then let's talk about what a musical solo is.
Played by a single instrument or sung by a single singer.
Basically, a solo is just one violin playing a piece of music, or one guitarist, one vocalist singing a piece of music. Let's go with that one, vocalist. I have my little trusty mic. I call him Sammy because on the mic it says Samson. I could just call him Samson. Hey Sammy, say hi to the camera. So I take Sammy with me. Say that right now I was going to duplicate myself to do something for this example. So, Miss Bronson. Hi Miss Bronson. Thank you for helping me today. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, you're so welcome. Now that I have 2 of me up here, let's say that we were to sing a song together. This is very interesting. I've never done this before, but let's do it. So say if I were to sing a song together and it was Our God, okay? So if I start singing it together, here we go. Our God is greater, our God is stronger, God, you are higher than any other. So say that it's just me this time. Our God is greater, our God is stronger, God, you are higher than any other. Okay, so now it's just me singing. What do we call that? A solo. I'm singing solo. I'm singing all by myself. It's just me singing. I could also have music accompanying me, like helping me, you know. It's telling me, here's the rhythm, here's what the key sounds like, here's the tempo, right? It can accompany me, it can help me. And the final one is Acapella. All right, let's get into this last one and see what it's all about.
Singing alone or with a group of other people without any instruments.
I'm gonna use good old Sammy here to help me out with this one. So acapella, it is different than having a solo. Acapella is just voices. No instruments, no percussions, none of that, just voices. So it could be acapella as in just me singing alone, all by myself, without anything. It could be me singing acapella with a choir. So just the choir, just all of our voices, but with no instruments. So that is what acapella means. So there you have it. You got all 10 most commonly used musical terms. There are still more out there, but these are some of the ones that I wanted to go over today that I think would be most helpful and beneficial to you. So thank you, class, to all of you for joining me. Have a great day, everybody, and God bless. I'll see you in the next video.